Picture this. 8-year-old me, screaming and crying, standing over a freshly cooked pizza on the floor. What happened? We had just moved into our new house and I wanted to help my parents by making dinner. I didn't really know how to cook anything at this point, so I decided to make frozen pizzas. But here's where things took a turn. As I reached into the oven to get the pizzas out, I accidentally put my arm directly on the oven's heating element. As y'all can imagine, 450 degrees of direct heat on bare skin doesn't feel too hot. Well, it does, but you know. At that moment, all I wanted was the comfort of my parents. At that moment, it was my dad who stepped in, making everything okay. With a steady hand and a comforting smile, he tended to my burns. And thanks to his care, those burns faded into mere memories within a few weeks. But the lessons they imparted, those have stuck with me ever since. You see, that experience taught me more than just the importance of oven mitts. It instilled in me a profound desire to bring the same comfort, peace, and reassurance to those in need, to really, truly make a difference in their lives. Ever since that moment standing there in the kitchen, I've dreamed of being a nurse. Because of that, I've taken every opportunity to help others and provide relief. As a kid, whenever my family members got sick, I would dress up as a nurse, paper hat and all, and stay by their side, doing anything I could to make them more comfortable. I practiced this gift of caretaking many times throughout the years, and developed skills in medicine through many quests and projects. Finally, in the beginning of this school year, I was ready to step up in an even bigger and more impactful way. I created and took on the role of health and safety captain, or in other words, school nurse. I had many tasks in this role, including gathering and organizing first aid supplies, restocking first aid kits, planning and running fire drills, responding to all injuries and accidents on the campus, and training younger scholars to develop their first aid skills as well. It might sound strange, but when there's an emergency situation, I'm able to feel calm and in flow. It simply feels natural for me to help others and share my talents. Through practice and training, I've developed many skills, including communication and acting well under pressure. Being able to turn these situations of hurt and sadness around has brought me a sense of fulfillment and a closer connection to those that I serve. All of these many experiences have led me to a desire to pursue emergency medicine, specifically emergency nursing and life flight. This is my calling, a big opportunity that will let me make a direct and immediate impact on saving lives all over the world. But first, there are many steps that I need to take, including completing my last year of high school, getting my nursing degree and license, and gaining critical care experience in an ER and ICU. But just like that determined little girl who bandaged up all the cousins, siblings, and elementary students at school, I'm simply not willing to wait 10 years to be truly making a difference. Not only do I have a burning desire to start, but I know that through my initiative and your help, I'm able to have a great impact right now. So, what's the first step to accomplishing this? What's my first great adventure? I decided that the best thing I could do is create a big project, something that I would do right now to have an impact on the world and use my skill and passion to serve others. During my NGA research, I came across an opportunity to do exactly that. In the mountains of the western region of Guatemala, there is a city full of beautiful children and families in need, struggling with many issues, including malnutrition, lack of access to education, and poverty. Currently, Guatemala has the highest percentage of chronic malnutrition in Latin America and the 5th highest in the world. Public education is also not free, and registration fees, materials, and uniforms can cost more than half of a family's annual income. These expenses are a real burden on poor families in the area and lead to only 3 in 10 children graduating from the 6th grade. And nationwide, 54% of Guatemalans live in poverty, 13% of whom live under $2.15 a day. All of these statistics go to show that there are many dire needs in this area. What if with some great effort and a lot of heart, we were able to provide for the medical and educational needs of these children and families? What if we could change their lives? Learning of these needs inspired me to action, and I knew that I had to do something to help. But I felt stuck. How was I, a 16-year-old girl in a completely different country, going to actually make a difference? Although I was feeling discouraged, I continued to work hard and make progress on this plan. I developed a 2-step plan to help me move forward. Phase 1 is to provide school and other essential supplies for children and families in Xela, Guatemala. And Phase 2 is to actually go there on a medical service trip and assist professionals in providing medical care to communities in great need. Just recently, I found 2 different organizations in Shayla that have already done so much for the communities that they serve. They are a wonderful refuge for children and families in need, but in order for them to continue their cause, there are many supplies that they can use. I took this as a call to action and reached out to the directors of both of these organizations. Since then, I've been working with them through many emails, calls, and Zoom meetings to create a detailed action plan and a specific list of necessities. This has been a big step in moving forward, and I've now made concrete promises to help these people. Our goal is to provide 300 backpacks filled with essential supplies for the children in the community. I will work to gather what's needed and ship it to these organizations so they can distribute these supplies to the families in most need. The supplies that are needed include many things, like backpacks, notebooks, pencils, erasers, sharpeners, pens, and many more things listed on the screen here. But I don't just want to ship off boxes and call it done. I want to do even more. That is why I developed phase 2 of this plan, to go on a medical mission trip to Guatemala and share my gift of healing with those in these communities. Luckily, I've already found a reputable organization to go on this mission with. We will be doing many things, including service projects to improve the knowledge and health of villages in the area. I will be visiting different medical facilities and hospitals, shadowing and assisting local doctors, running public health clinics, and providing much-needed care to communities who otherwise wouldn't have access to it. I knew from the very beginning of this project that these are both huge goals, but I know that I can get it done. Through my apprenticeships and time at Acton, I've learned to organize big projects, step up as a leader, and work with many people. I've practiced my networking skills through interviews, and I have this wonderful community, including all of you, who want to see me succeed. And as mentioned, I've been working as the safety captain at my school, caring for many medical needs that have included nerve pain, broken bones, loss of consciousness, large cuts, and much, much more, which has prepared me even further and given me a ton of medical experience. So, what do I need to make this a reality? That is where you guys come into play. First off, I need all of your support in gathering the school supplies to bring with me. We need to get enough of the materials listed before to fill 300 backpacks, which won't be easy. The estimated cost for this is around $1,900. So any donations of your time, materials, connections, or money to cover the cost would be greatly beneficial to my cause. I've created an online portal where you can provide the support in any way available to you. I'm asking each and every one of you in the audience for 2 things. First, take a few minutes, scan this code, and fill out this form. And second, share my message with your community so we can gather enough support to truly change the world. Obviously, I'm not just asking you guys to do all the work. I've already started saving my own money to go towards these costs, and I've reached out to different businesses and organizations to see if they'd be willing to donate supplies in bulk. I am fully committed to this project, and I will do whatever it takes to fulfill my promise. I would also like to make one more ask, specifically to the NGA board. A mission trip like the one I've described is not cheap, and in order for me to answer this call to adventure, I need your help. The trip expenses add up to a total of $6,024, and the deadline is approaching very soon. There are only 16 spots left on this trip, and the payment deadline is only 6 weeks away. Being able to go on this trip will be a life-changing opportunity for me to step outside my own little world and to share my gifts and talents with those in great need. But I'll be focusing all my efforts on completing phase 1 of this plan for the next 4 months. Please invest in me and help me cover the cost of the trip so that I can have twice the impact on these children's lives than I could by myself. In return, I promise a few things. I promise to complete this mission and go on the trip and deliver the backpacks to the 300 children waiting there in Shayla by July 20th, 2024. And I promise to pass on the knowledge and gifts that have been given to me by helping other young people who are interested in making a similar impact on the world. I will offer them mentorship, resources, and support so that they can fulfill their callings. And finally, I want to thank you all and make one final promise: to persevere in the face of challenges, to face life's ups and downs with courage and grit, ultimately achieving not only these goals, but many more to follow. By committing to this project, I've just entered a hero's journey, and I know that I will not only better myself, but those all around in Houston and Guatemala. At the close of this talk, I would like to invite you all to do the same. Find a call to adventure, something that inspires you to bring more light, goodness, and joy into the world, and answer that call. Join me in being a world changer. Thank you.